Hi, and welcome to my channel, Overcoming Gluttony. My name is Alicia, and I used to weigh 327 pounds. I'm going to update you on my new weight in just a moment because today is Weigh-In Wednesday. Woohoo! So the format for today's episode, if you will be different. I'm going to talk to you about my non-scale victories, also the lies that I've told myself this week, as well as the unhealthy junk food. And I'll also update you about my weight and my measurements. But I won't do it in that particular order. So first, let me start off by saying that I started working on losing weight in July of 2020. And my method for losing weight is by changing one or two behaviors each year that essentially help me to overcome gluttony and absorb healthy habits into my lifestyle. I do not follow any particular program. I just pick behaviors that I think that I'll enjoy and something that I can maintain doing for the rest of my life. Like even if I live to be 124 years old, you know? So I have a disclaimer, a disclosure I want to share with you. I'd like to let you know that I am not focused on a number on a scale. Okay? So the numbers on the scale are not that significant to me. What I am really focused on is how often am I performing the new behavior that I'm trying to adopt into my lifestyle. So in January of 2023, I decided that I want to have my breakfast consist of 60 ounces of water and 4 servings of raw vegetables, as well as walk for an hour before I go to work. And since January of 2023, I have performed that goal 97% of the time. So, woohoo! Yay! That means that I have almost an A+ at daily working on my behaviors. So that is what I'm excited about, is the 97% of the time. And today is March 3rd, 2023. So, I started off at 327 pounds. And as of January 2023, I was 276 pounds. Last week on Weigh-In Wednesday, I weighed 262 pounds. And now I weigh 261 pounds. Yay! I lost 1 pound and almost 2 inches in February. And I'm happy with that. When I say almost 2 inches, it's because I did lose 2 inches, but I gained 1/4 of an inch on my hips. So that equals 1.75 total inches lost for February. So, I'm happy. Like I said, the number that I'm focused on is the 97%. Me doing that goal 97% of the time. So I'd like to share with you now about the unhealthy foods that I've eaten for the past week. This week is a little different. Fortunately, I've spent $10 on unhealthy food choices. So essentially in the last week, I've gone out twice to eat unhealthy food. So when there was a detour while I was on my way to work, which pushed me back about an hour or so, and I was really hungry. There was it was due to I'll just say it was like a traffic detour. Okay, and things got switched up. So I was really hungry. I had my lunch with me. I had my meal prep food with me, but I didn't have a means of heating it up and eating it. And so I decided to stop into a fresh fast food place called Dip. And I got some hummus from them. And I accidentally threw away the 8-ounce tray of hummus, but I did remember to keep the bags that the pita came in. So essentially you get one piece of pita that's cut up in 5 pieces. I ordered an extra pita, so I got 3 pieces of pita cut up into 5 pieces, and that cost me $9. And I also went to a grocery store that sells my favorite snack, which are the pretzel bites. If you look at the weigh-in Wednesday last week, you'll see that I bought 8 of these, at least 8 of them, maybe 11. And this week I only have 1. So that is all of the unhealthy food that I've eaten this week. And I'm pleased to say that it's the lowest dollar amount that I've spent since starting this health journey on unhealthy food. On other weeks, I've spent $50, $40, $60, even over $100 on unhealthy food choices. And this week, I only spent $10. So, yay. I chose not to eat out as much, and I was really fighting not to eat out as much because I weigh myself multiple times throughout the day. I know that people don't recommend that, and they say that's not healthy and all that, but I like to do it because I find it very interesting at how much our weight fluctuates throughout the day. So I do weigh myself regularly, and I know that I said I don't focus on my weight, but I know that your weight can be an extension of your efforts once given enough time. You know, so I felt like I was going to come out, instead of for weighing 261 pounds, I felt like I was going to weigh 263 pounds. And I was perfectly happy with the 263. Why? Because I know that I've been doing the behavioral goals as opposed to just focusing on a number. So, yeah. I'd also like to share with you some lies that I've told myself. So I'm bringing this part into the channel because I recently, like as of maybe 1 week or 2 weeks ago, noticed that I've been lying to myself about food, like justifying unhealthy behaviors. But before I go there, I forgot there was some other unhealthy food that I ate that was free. So let me show you what that was. So sorry. Now that I'm talking about lies that I've told myself, I'm reminded of a lie that I was trying to tell myself while eating at a potluck at my job. So this right here is 2 cookies that are in my hand. So you can see this one right here, and then there's another one on the bottom of it. And I followed my rule of, because I didn't know how to gauge how much food to eat when at a potluck. I couldn't figure out, oh, when is it gluttony? So I came up with my own personal rule, which is I permit myself to have 2 palm-sized pieces of dessert. If I do that, then if I have 2 palm-sized pieces of dessert, then I am not being gluttonous. Anything over that is being gluttonous. So at the potluck, I had these 2 homemade cookies, which were so delicious. So delicious. And I did become gluttonous and get a slice of this sweet potato pie. And the crust on the sweet potato pie was phenomenal. So what happened with this situation is my job had a potluck, and at first I was fine, right? I just had the 2 cookies, and then hours later, more people kept bringing in more food as the shifts would change and whatnot. And I saw that there was some sweet potato pie. And I want to say it was calling my name, but no, it wasn't. But it was, but it wasn't. But it wasn't. I guess I was calling its name. So I was talking to a supervisor at my job, and I was like, let me go, because the sweet potato pie was behind him. And he was like, I'll see you come back here and get some. And that is what I did. So I chose not to lie to myself. I chose to say to myself, Alicia, you were gluttonous. You broke your rule. You were gluttonous. Now, I know some of us who are accustomed to eating a whole sweet potato pie in 2 days would say, girl, that ain't gluttonous. But we're leaving that lifestyle. Remember, we're leaving that. So I didn't lie to myself. I said I was gluttonous. And over the course of the next few days, I thought, well, what am I going to do when I'm at weddings or at special events or whatnot? And I really like the food, and I don't just want to have 2 pieces. Am I just going to be gluttonous and just eat as much as I want anyway, because I don't want to stick to my rule of 2 palm-sized pieces of dessert or of whatever? And I decided for myself what I'll do in the future is I'll have the dessert that I really want, 2 palm-sized portions of it, and then other desserts that I don't want right then and there, or maybe I want it, but I'm willing to practice temperance and not eat it right then and there. I'm willing to make myself a doggy bag and eat on it throughout the rest of the week. No more than 2 palm-sized pieces. So next time, I will take maybe some extra cookies and some pecan pie or sweet potato pie home with me, and then eat it throughout the week in a God-pleasing, disciplined manner. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to have sweets every single day all the time. No. But for special events, when I do want to eat more of it, I'll just have those 2 pieces and then bring the rest home. All right. So now back to the lies that I've told myself this week. I think it's good that I didn't lie to myself about food per se, because usually that is what I will lie to myself. I would say it's not gluttonous, it's a special occasion, yada, yada, yada. So I lied to myself about this dress right here. Okay, this dress is one that has hung up in my closet for a few months, and when I put it on this past Sunday, I was like, oh, why haven't I been wearing this dress? I just didn't feel like wearing the colors. No, that's not the truth. I haven't been wearing it because it didn't fit. Like when you're in church, you worship, you raise your hands and whatnot, and you praise God, and you might be jumping and all that stuff, you know. So, in that dress, it was just too tight in the arms and up here and stuff. So rather than just say, I've lost weight, I've lost inches, and now I can fit this dress comfortably, I was just like, oh, it was just in my closet because I just didn't feel like wearing the colors. No. So that was one lie I told to myself, which is quite surprising. Rather than award myself for good efforts that I've put in, I just chose to cover it up with denial. So now for my non-scale victories. All right. My non-scale victories. So my body is changing and I'm noticing it. I'm noticing the changes in my body. Right here in this area instead of for there being like 4 sections or 4 quadrants of fat, it's trying to uniform itself into one large fat roll. My shoulders are more rounder and more, not necessarily bonier, but less fat is there. So it looks more, solid as opposed to a hump of fat being there. I noticed that I'm kind of being more shaped like a pencil as opposed to just like a blob. And when I look down, like if I look down and I'm unclothed, I notice that I see my thighs. Whereas before, I would see a big belly. I see my thighs and I just notice that I'm compacting in more, as opposed to just being all like that. When I go grocery shopping, I have no problem spending more money on expensive things because I figure like, hey, I'm worth the best, you know? I'm seeing more worth on myself, and I'll give you an example. So here's my example. I bought these honeys, and they're different kinds of organic honeys. I think these were each $15, just under $15 each, and they're called Heavenly Organics. I'm not advertising or sponsoring them, but I'm just saying, hey, I was like, this honey is organic, I'm worth it, I'm gonna buy it. This is white honey. This is acacia honey. And this is neem honey. So normally, back in the day, I'd be like, I could get this from the 99-cent store. Some honey. Buy some cheap stuff. But I'm not like that anymore. I'm different. I'm seeing more value in myself and in what I put in my body. Now, instead of for eating for adventure, like for fun, eating for a good time, you know, like, oh yeah, let's eat just so I can feel emotionally satisfied and feel really good and free, I only eat for hunger. I eat if I'm hungry, and that's it. I don't eat for any other reason. I don't eat to celebrate. I don't eat to make myself feel better. I just eat only if I'm hungry. And I don't have to constantly focus on only eat if you're hungry. I just do it naturally now. I've been eating a lot of vegetables with having these four servings of raw vegetables for breakfast each day. So I've noticed that my eyebrows have gotten darker. I don't know if they've gotten darker or they're becoming more full or what. And also my edges on my hair, right here, these edges and whatnot, are becoming more fuller too. My hips are getting rounder, and I don't know if it's because this area is slimming in that these look rounder, but they just look a little bit more round. I came up with a recipe for quinoa bread, so now I can make my own tortillas and my own wraps, and I call myself a rice master. I used to feel really intimidated with making rice. I would be so intimidated to make rice that if I was going to bring a dish to a potluck or an event or whatever that required rice, I would honestly go to a Chinese fast food place and pay them for their white rice as opposed to cooking rice myself because I was so way too intimidated. But now I feel like I bring it on. Bring me any kind of rice and I'll cook it and hook it up for you. I'll make it taste delicious. So yeah, that is another non-scale victory. Another thing is when eating these cookies right here, I felt so euphoric. It was like I was high, and I actually timed how long I felt high, and it was for like 30 minutes. I don't know if it was because of the sugar. I don't know if it was because, another thing is my teeth are whiter as well. But it looks like there's something wrong with my food. But, I felt so euphoric. It was so good. I don't know if it was because I haven't been eating sugar for a while and my body was like, yay, we got sugar back again. But eating those cookies was so special that it taught me that's what it's supposed to be like when you have a sweet treat. Now, I'm not talking about eating pineapple or whatever, but if you eat cake or something like that, it is supposed to be a special thing. It's not supposed to be the way I used to do it, or maybe the way that you do it, or you used to do it, where you're just eating sugar all throughout the day. 2 packs of Oreo cookies, 2 6-packs of Oreo cookies, 1 8-pack of Grandma's vanilla cookies, some M&Ms, some Twix, all throughout the day, right? Just constantly eating sugar, Raisinets, whatever, Rice Krispie treats, donut. So when I ate that cookie, or those cookies, I actually, like, yes, I did feel like I was high, and the experience was so splendid. I typed out how I felt. I put very special, savory, good balance between health and not healthy. So it's a good balance between being healthy and not being healthy. And I put that it's supposed to be done here and there to keep the specialness of it and not done throughout the day. So yes, I felt extremely euphoric when eating those cookies. So I want to encourage you I don't know. I'll just tell you what I do. When I want something sweet, I eat dates, dried dates, figs, dried apricots, and raisins. And I'll wait till I get home to eat it. I also have honey for my smoothies, or if I want to put some oatmeal, lime juice, cinnamon, and honey and mix it up and put some pecans in there and raisins in there, then that could be a sweet treat for me as well. But I would like you to recognize what it's like to live in proper balance in relation to your health, as opposed to always craving and giving in to the desires of your flesh. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. I've enjoyed being with you today. I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.